Hey. Hey, y'all. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Grab your stuff if you feel like it. If you just want to listen and chat, do what's best for you. All right, I grabbed quite a bit of stuff that you can't see just yet. You probably see a shadow from it because okay, that ain't gonna work. You probably see a little shadow. Oh man, I'm just making a whole lot of noise. So yeah, you probably see a shadow and all of that great stuff because I have a stack of things. I don't know what I really want to work in. Do want to jot down some notes for things that need to occur this week. Monday, we're wrapping it up. And guess what? It's lunchtime somewhere, just not right now. I was taking a nap during lunchtime because earlier in the morning, I was getting all the orders packed. So that's why y'all didn't see me during lunchtime because I was getting a really, really good nap in. Yeah, so that was that. Okay, so we are in week 4 for some of us. I believe it's 4 for most of us, all right? So we're in week 4. This is a notepad, y'all. I have several of these all around the house. And so I need to jot some things down. Today's conversation is going to be based around what works for one may not work for the other. I really needed to title it that, but y'all know me. I just throw this title up and keep it moving, okay? Just wanted to come because y'all haven't seen me in a while. So yeah, what works for one may not work for the other. I feel like I need to write that down. Let's do that real quick so I don't forget. So, what for one all right, so this is going to be what we kind of chat about a little bit. If you need to write it, go ahead and write it down. That's our Monday motivation. What works for one might not work for the other, all right? And I am going to tell you where this came from. Y'all know I'm huge on observing social media just because it helps me get journal prompts if we just want to be really transparent. It helps me get journal prompts. It also helps me check myself sometimes. And, it helps me push the delete button, the unfollow button, the why am I following you? It's just a lot of self-evaluation that goes on when I scroll and mind somebody else's business but my own, because that's basically what social media is. You're minding somebody else's business but your own at the time. So that's that. All right, so again, what works for one might not work for the other. If you need to write that, that's fine. If you need to screen shoot it, I'll hold it for a second in case you want to go back and write it later. And then I'm going to open one of these 800 books that I have sitting on the side of me. We have the Becoming journal that I have. We have my personal journal that y'all don't really see on screen a lot. We have this notepad. So let's go ahead and write on this notepad. So today was about filling orders. So fill orders. If you ordered a t-shirt from me, you should have received your notification and the mail person just picked it up. Y'all, let's talk about how. So I'm really big on this social distancing. I ain't really trying to do people like, I don't want to see y'all. I don't want to touch you. I just don't. And so I have had to go to the post office twice. Hey Joy, speaking of Joy, can you send me text me your address? I can't mail to an address I don't have. So I got, let's say I have 97% of the orders out. Joy is, that last 3, but she'll send me that. And so y'all, so I said, all right, this next set of orders, I ain't gonna be able to go into the post office, y'all, because I be having full meltdowns. Like nobody on the outside can see, but like I literally was having like panic attacks, and I'm like, oh, it ain't that deep. I love y'all, but we got to figure out another way for y'all to get these shirts. So you can do a pickup, right? You can schedule a pickup from the house. So I get up this morning. I said, I'm going to work. I'm filling in the orders, packing the orders, got all y'all orders packed, ready to go. And so I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. And they ain't picked up this order. So I'm calling the post office. They got it on, They got the phone off the hook. See, this ain't the post office that I use. The post office that is assigned to my neighborhood, I do business with another post office. So I already knew what I was dealing with. So anyway, can't get in touch with them. So then me and my sister hit the post office. Well, our neighborhood is big, y'all. So it literally takes them like 30 minutes to wrap around our particular street. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, here's the thing. We don't get our mail sent to the house. I have a P.O. box. My sister has a P.O. box. So when they know that this is not a normal house, they zoom by, right? So I am literally, I don't know how many of you all, when you were little, you would sit by the window waiting for your parent to come home, or your favorite cousin was coming in town. So you're just sitting there, right? You're just sitting there. So, oh, I ain't put it on Do Not Disturb. Thanks, Joy. So I said, okay, all right, I'm gonna sit here, y'all. I ended up sitting in this room for 30 minutes. So I then started trying to straighten up the desk. And I was getting some stuff done, but then I was getting irritated because I was like, I cannot go to the post office tomorrow. And then a lot of times, y'all, when you print your labels for the day of, I don't like pre-printing labels, right? So some shops will, now if they're a larger shop, I get it, and they'll notify it. It'll say, hey, if you see your label has been printed, the pre-shipment, that does not work for me, okay? That does not work. When I'm printing it, it need to be going out the door. So I'm like, oh man, I do not want to have to go to the post office tomorrow. Like, it takes me 30 minutes just to leave the house. So y'all, at this point, if y'all were on the last live, we talked about how some days we'll get dressed like we're going to work, and other days we just free ball. We ain't got no bra on, none of the above, right? Well, today is the latter. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to run down this street to get this box. Mind you, it's a box of orders. It ain't like I could just hand one little package over. Yeah, so my sister is outside. She's texting me like, oh, I hear the mail person. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm literally double dutching. Y'all know how you double dutch, you go in, out like this. I opened the door. His foot was about to be on the gas to pass the house. I was like, no. But I wasn't real loud, but I did this. And then I said, oh, it ain't the mail lady today. It's the mailman, and I ain't got on no bra. So I had to position myself where I look different. Pick up the box. We looking real awkward because I don't really want to be that close to you anyway. But nonetheless, y'all orders are out, okay? So just know, Journal Jot and Jive loves y'all. If she goes out the house without a bra to hand the box over to the postal worker, I do. I love y'all. So y'all mail is on the way. That was my little Monday story for y'all, okay? So scheduled pickup. That was done. Check. Fill orders. Check. Go live. Check. Take nap. All right. So that was the highlight of my day. That's going to be a good journal moment, though. So those are like my journal moments, okay? So, you know, everything doesn't have to be bad in your journal moment. It can be, I ran out the house without a bra. And there's a patent sticker I got that's going to be perfect for that. Take a nap. All right. So with that being said, y'all, shirts on the way. The second batch of shirts on the way. I do have a couple of extra shirts, y'all, and I have some misprint shirts. I'm not going to list those, and those will be ready to ship. I did have a couple of people reach out to me, so I want to make sure I take care of them first. And then whatever is left, I will list in the shop. So again, the only difference in one shirt is it's a little piece missing off the words, and I don't like to promote something that's not what I promoted. So I'll list those, and I'll mention when I list that, okay? So what do we have to do tomorrow? We need to, I need to do a real film, not just these lives. We need to film. Yeah. So that's all I got to write right now, y'all. Oh, no, I don't. I need to watch at least 3 videos. This is an educational thing that I'm writing right here. My son needs to do makeup work. All right. All right, so let's get to our what works for one might not work for the other. So I am going to do that in our, let's do that in the A6. We're going to create a page in our A6. Well, yeah, everybody don't have an A6, so whatever your journal is, we're going to create a page. I'm going to do this spiral notebook thing that I do in a lot of my books. And I think this page is going to go like this, okay? So I'm going to do it this way. And I just grabbed whatever we have, so that's what we're working with. And I sure ain't grabbed no gray. Yeah, well. All right. Okay. So, y'all, when we're talking about what works for one might not work for the other, we are in, I feel like we're on Stranger Things, okay? I feel like we're on that show, okay? So, we are in a strange time. It's different. Everybody handles things differently, okay? And we live in the world where when my feelings are hurt, I'm gonna create a meme that fits the narrative that I want it to fit. And in the end, both sides end up getting annoyed, all right? So what I mean by that, what works for one might not work for the other. And I've said this in the beginning, and I'm gonna say, you know what? I didn't consider everybody's feelings when I did say this. And then on that second half, I'm gonna say what my mama used to say: you take what you want and you discard the rest. All right. So what you're starting to see pop up are these memes that say, if you don't come out of this with a new hobby, a new situation, a better you, then you just were lazy, you wasted your time, right? And then there's the line that scratches it out and it says, no, you were doing the best that you could do. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all both sides. That's a yes and a no thing, right? For some people, and again, I suffer from anxiety, so I know how things can paralyze you. And so you have two people in this situation right now. You have people that can keep going, and you have people that are like, I don't even know how to function on a day-to-day. No person is better than the next, all right? So when I say what works for one might not work for the other, for some people, this particular season that we're in, for some people, it's for them to actually rest, sit down, relax, because they have been going all year for several years, and they have never experienced what it feels like to actually pay attention to their family. They haven't paid attention to what it's like to actually sit down and be present. They haven't paid attention to who they are as a person, okay? And so what happens, hey Bree, you're not that late. So what ends up happening is some of them are able to maximize this time right. So do they need to be saving the world, starting their own business? No. Oh, y'all, sorry. Hang y'all up, y'all. Wait a minute. Okay, I think I can't stop the phone. This is just a hood little video today. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't even know if y'all can hear the ring. Okay. All right, let's see. Did I hit? All right. All right, so again, like I said, so that half, this may be the opportunity for them to be present. Then you have another half who may not have had the time or haven't been laser focused in getting things accomplished that they want to do. That does not necessarily mean starting a business. Maybe some people want to spring clean. Maybe some people wanted to start a new business or something they've never experienced before, and they have this hustle mentality, right? Or they have this go-getter mentality. I do have a go-getter mentality. So often I will put motivational posts like, hey, this is the time for you to do X, Y, and Z. Here's the thing. If it does not apply to you, don't take it personally. We're really emotional right now. People that are close to each other are annoyed with each other because, you know, again, I'm that friend that's like, oh, okay, I got to figure this thing out, right? But I also work for myself. So I've always had a different type of personality. Somebody that works for a 5 to 9, that's not saying that they don't have a hustler or a go-getter mentality. Some of them genuinely just may have a consistent check coming in. I may be the person that if I don't move, I don't eat. So I'm going to function a little bit differently. So we're not necessarily going to be on the same playing field, okay? So if your loved one, your friend, your spouse, your significant other is on playground A and you are on playground B, it is okay. Okay. It does not make you better than the next person. Now, with that being said, I'm going to talk to my entrepreneurs. Your friends and family don't want to hear everything that you got going on. Okay. So be selective on your relationship with them, right? So yes, I own my own business. Yes, I like journal prompts. Yes, but all of my friends don't care about that, right? So that's not my conversation with them. So when I call and I talk to them, hey, how are you? I am more of the I'm gonna reach out to you type of friend. My friends are not always going to be the same. So you just have to look at how you want to deal with certain situations. So when y'all see those posts, don't repost negativity. Like one is not gonna help each other. If you feeling some kind of way, if your friend is doing a little too much, just be like, friend, I ain't feeling it today. Okay? The same way I don't come on here some days and y'all might be like, why is she not doing lunchtime live? I love y'all. But though I have a go-getter mentality, even if I need a break, I'm gonna take a break and I'm not gonna announce my break. I'm not gonna tell you that y'all getting on my nerves unless we close. Right? If we close, then I might be like, listen, just give me a day or two. Give me a day or two. But I just wanted y'all to know everybody is not equal. Okay? So everything is not going to be where you like what one person is doing and you're vibing. Now, what I will say is I link with people with like minds, right? So because I am on a how can I expand my business? What can I do differently? I'm going to link with like-minded people. It does not mean that I don't care about anybody else. It just means that I can do more than one thing at a time. So yeah, y'all, channel it somewhere else. Pick up a book. Color. Oh, y'all know my favorite thing. If you don't like what your friends are posting right now, you don't have to unfollow them. You can mute them for 30 days. I've muted quite a few of my loved ones and friends, and they probably muted me too. And it's okay. It is okay, guys. So learn to take control without always announcing that you're taking control or looking for a cheerleading squad to be like, yeah, girl, I'm tired of them saying that. Okay, well, if you're tired of some of us saying that, then honey, send some groceries to the doorstep because I'm going to still work now. I'm going to still work. But I do understand where both sides come from. So that's what works for one might not work for the other, all right? And instead of knocking everybody else, check on your friends that are essential workers, okay? If you got time to make a meme and to hoorah and talk about, yeah, girl, check on the other folks, all right? They can use support. We've had enough years of writing memes that are condescending, no matter which end it comes off of. All right, y'all, so what I'm making is a spiral notepad. I know y'all can't see it just yet because it just looks like a couple of lines and stuff. Y'all see how lines and circles can turn into something? All right, so what you're going to do so this little dot right here, I'm going to go in and still put another dot in the middle of these. You could actually just have a single dot. You don't have to have two. And then all you're going to do is curve it over, but I'm going to curve it twice. No, I'm not. I'm going to curve it once. And so you're doing like a half C. And that's going to give you the illusion of a notebook. And I said I was going to go this way, y'all, but I may turn it back the other way. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn it back this way. So y'all see how it turns into a spiral notebook? And I make it look a little more like a spiral notebook. And so what I would do with this quote, right? We would write the quote and maybe your journal prompt would be, do I allow the opinions of others to affect my mood? This possibly. That's just an idea, okay? That doesn't mean that that's going to be the real journal prompt. So I like doing these, y'all, sometimes just to make the entry look a little interesting. You can put the date in here, and if you notice, I'm not even trying to force the lines to be neat, so this will probably be more of a doodle-esque type thing. Y'all, I'm all over the place. Y'all gonna see me peeling like a snake. I put some lotion on earlier, but this is how much I've been washing my hands. Oh, me and the Lord had to have a conversation. I'm like, all right, homeboy, listen. Extreme. All right. And we can put the date in there. And today's date is the 6th. Oh, and I'm looking at it on camera because my camera is a little slower. I'm about to have to do a hand scrub. Hopefully it don't make my skin raw. Hey, Leah. All right. Okay, so is anybody drawing the notebook along with me by chance? This is the notebook if you're just joining, and you're going to have to do the replay, y'all, because I ain't even going to be able to explain that to make it make sense. And then if you want to look like you have a couple of pages, you just kind of do a little open V and then just do the little lines. Just if you're feeling a little fancy. Okay, see how it makes it look like you got a little bit going on. And then if you wanted to do that part, but I'm not going to play them games and mess this up, you could actually add a couple of more little lines to make it appear like it's a book. You could flip it and kind of go like that. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess it up. All right, and so let's put the date. It's 4/6/20. So has anybody, I just like to take everybody down this rabbit hole with me. Has anybody watched the Tiger series on, I don't know the whole name of it, but the Tiger series with Joe and Carol on Netflix? I just need somebody to go down that rabbit hole with me. Or have I haven't finished it. I got like 2 more episodes, I believe, 2 or 3. All right, so we have our day, and then we're going to add our quote somewhere in here. What works for one might not work for the other. Yeah, it's the Tiger King, but it's some words behind it. Is it murder, something and something? Oh, Lord, can I say that word on Facebook? But y'all, I have fallen down the rabbit hole watching that. All right, so if you are late joining, y'all, what we're talking about is currently our emotions are high, right? And everybody's feeling something one way or the other. You're either super motivated or you're super like blah. And so one side doesn't agree with the other side right now. And so cute little memes are going around. And instead of the memes going around, my just overall advice is show each other grace. You do not have to be on the same page to be in the same pandemic at the same time, okay? Everybody is going to deal with things differently. And it doesn't make one person better than the other. So, you know, show people grace. And if y'all are too much for each other right now, just give each other some space. If that's doable. And my thing is, if you're going to give a person space, just be honest. Just say, listen, emotionally, mentally, I'm not there right now. Okay. Now, if they're either going to be able to accept it or not. And if they can accept it, the dynamics of your friendship or whatever relationship or situationship that is. Okay. But it's okay to need space. It's okay to need to keep going. Whatever is going to get you through in a healthy, do so. And as I knows that I have to keep going. If I don't keep going, I typically will stop. Like, and when I stop, those on here that know me real well, I'm just gonna sleep. And so for me, I don't want to just necessarily sleep and keep sleeping, and then I wake up and it's time to go, and I feel like, girl, you ain't did nothing. And my friends are the type, they ain't gonna want to hear all that. So I'm working on the balance though. On a lighter note, have any of you started doing anything that you normally wouldn't do? Like, do you see a positive change within yourself? And if so, what positive change do you see in yourself? And I'll tell y'all mine while I'm respond. So for a long time, y'all, I would just work, come home, get in my bed, scroll social media, go on YouTube, and that's it. Like, I wouldn't watch TV with the fam. Um, I just wouldn't find time. And so what I'm realizing is I'm more present, because this is one thing that can happen in reference to if you're very career driven, or if you are self-employed, and I'm going to speak on behalf of a lot of hairstylists. And so remember, y'all, I have two things. I'm a hairstylist and I have Journal Jot and Jive. So my mind never really slows down. But when you are a hairstylist, you tend to let everybody dump on you, and then you do nothing with it, and you just kind of just keep going through the motions. And so that used to be my thing. So I am happy, not what we're necessarily going through, but I'm happy that I'm able to reset and refocus on some things and kind of like redirect what's more important than the next. So I can say for me, the ability to have redirection is really, really cool right now. Whoops, me. What works for one might not work for the other. All right. You mean to tell me out of 20 people ain't nobody discovered some self-discovery on here? Then y'all need to pull out some more journal prompts now. You don't have nothing you can celebrate, nothing? Some neon in this for some reason. All right, so that's our motivational quote for today. And I want something on this side, but I don't know what that is. Maybe we can do a trunk piece or something. Okay, so you snoozed Why, Nona, that's cool that you can deal with yourself. I actually have a couple of friends that live alone, but they never sit down. So, like, when I say never sit down, it's literally when I get up, I'm gone. When I get home, it's enough time for me to eat and go to sleep so I don't have to deal with myself. So for me, I made space to be alone and actually enjoy it. Now, Ash, you up here turning into pine, talking about stamping. I don't know if we're going to stamp this one. I think I might stamp the next page. I think we can stamp the next page. Darlene, I need to decorate mine too. Ooh, do we have a Okay, y'all, so that's that. Darlene got me over here wanting to get into this becoming journal. So hopefully y'all got that down. I'll leave that right here while I'm pulling this becoming journal out to see what we're going to do in here. But she's like me, I want to do the outside because, y'all, if you get this journal, it does stuff up, get dirty. It's just too much. Yeah, I don't know if I may do some inspirational words on here or some stickers. I don't know. Yeah, like, I'm like, I like it, but it really would be super, super cute to decorate. The creativity, even if you have a, Ash, I think you'll like it because you're into journaling. I think you'll like it. If you have a Cricut or a silhouette and you have a lot of scrap vinyl, that might be cute, y'all. I don't know. I might do that. We might do that on a live. Let me cut some shapes and stuff out. Okay, I like this one. And it says, what was the last great book you read? What did you learn from it? I'm not going to do the journal entry, but I am going to show y'all the book. I got to get up for a second. Bear with me. Let me let that. That was my chair, y'all. That wasn't no gas. All right, so this is the last book that I read. It's called it's by Bob Olson. It's called The Magic Mala. It's a story that changed lives. All right, it's not gonna be for everybody. All right, because I don't need nobody messaging me like, why would you tell me to get the book? No, do your own research. But it was a really, really good book. It's about mindset, manifestation, the power behind your thoughts and your words. Yeah, so it was really good. I read this in, I believe, 2 or 3 days. So my mom bought it for me, right? Y'all, my mom has been buying me books all my life. Y'all see I was up here highlighting stuff. And so I'm one of these people, like, if I don't know what something is, I need to highlight it. I didn't highlight through the whole book, but I did journal. And I'm going to reread this right now. And just to give you kind of like some chapters, the wake-up call, what they're titled, the truth, the adjustment. It was a really, really good book. I can't remember what year I read this. Was it 2 years ago? 2018. Yeah, my mom signs all my books. And if I buy anybody a book, I always write in the inside of their book, like an inspirational saying and the year. So yeah, 2018. This was... She gave this to me July 28th, 2018. So, and that's funny, 2018 was a shifting year for me. And then I went into 2019 where I started dedicating more time to Journal Jot and Jive. And at the end of 2019, it took me back into the salon. And here we are in 2020, we're in quarter 2 now. We're in quarter 2. So I'm going to reread this so I can restructure my thoughts again. While they're not all bad, I have been a little more cautious before in the way I think and the things that I want. So this is the book. So I'm going to write the name. So yeah, so far, and it's not to say that I haven't read any other good books, but so far, that one like still sticks with me to this day. I have mala beads and everything. And again, if you've read the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you're about like, what is the girl talking about? If it's for you, you know, get it. I need to put a bookstore on my Amazon thing, y'all. Like I have books on top of books on top of books that I would recommend. Many of you all know my other favorite book is Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer. That's actually a good book for this time. There's a couple of books like what we're dealing with right now that are really good. But yeah, the Magic Mala is going to be, I don't want to write it. Let's do it in the blue. And again, this question is, what's the last great book you read? If you have the Becoming Journal, y'all, we did this. This is about, I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna say it's about 20 pages back. Just always look for like her quote, and then you'll be able to find that. So yeah, maybe 20, 25 pages. It'll be somewhere around there. So what books are y'all reading right now? I've seen a lot of people start posting about reading. Are any of you all reading anything right now? Atomic Habits. Bree, who is Boundaries by? I like to write books down to look them up. Thanks for saying that. My therapist, I need to finish reading my the anti-anxiety food. I can't think of who it's by right now. It's in my room. Okay, Henry. Wow. And then have any of you all listened to any audibles that are good, right? So for me, I like reading some stuff and I like listening to some books. It just depends on who's narrating the books. I really like listening to autobiographies and biographies on Audible. Okay, so we have covered books. All right. So have we tried any new recipes? Anybody any new recipes? Sharing is caring. So I did do the ground turkey spinach meatballs yesterday, and I did sauteed string beans and red potatoes with onions and garlic. That was dinner last night. So that was that. Oh, I got a sticker book that got some books in it, but I feel like you're not close enough to me. All right, so we set that page up when, what's today's date? The 6th. Oh, to those that received unemployment, don't know how it works in your state. If you're in Georgia and you have applied, don't forget to certify. You're supposed to certify each week. If you do not certify, you will not get your money. I know for some people, it's your first time dealing with unemployment. So make sure you log in, use your code. Hey, Fee, make sure you log in, use your code, and certify each week. Again, I can only speak for Georgia. If you, let's just say you filed and you got, okay, I will. Let's say you got this and let's say you filed last week and they approved you. They're going to take you back 2 weeks, right? So you want to certify for each one of those weeks. So technically, I can only speak for Georgia. If you can speak for your state, you can, but you should have 3 weeks. I had a couple of people inbox me about the federal. You should get $600 per week from federal. I did read it. I can't speak on it until I get it. If I do get approved for that, then I'll definitely let you all know. I just like to keep y'all kind of in the know of what's going on. If you are a hairstylist, there is a grant that you can apply for. I don't know the name of it off the top of my off the top of my head. But if you type in hairstylist grants and all of those things, that'll actually come up. It's for $500. Everybody will not get it, but it does not hurt to apply. They do have loans if that's something that you want to do. You can apply for that. And then I'm trying to think, is there anything that I missed? Y'all, I didn't apply for everything. If you have lost your job, you can apply for food stamps. If you're not too good, I ain't never been too good. Matter of fact, they cut mine off. And I have to actually call them back in the middle of a pandemic. But anyway, don't be afraid to get the assistance that you need. If your friends are asking you for help, and I know some of them on here and whatever, we'll talk later. And they ask you, be honest, because everybody that is dealing with this, y'all, everybody's not hurting. Okay. So again, that goes back to what works for one might not work for the other. Some people are still going because they can. Some people want to help because they can. Even though I'm not in the best situation, y'all, I'm still donating and helping other people too. You know what I mean? It's a chain. To me, this is one of the lessons that I feel like we're learning with this too. Even with the bare necessities, things can be done. Where are you in this? Is it all about you, or are you sharing? Are you helping your neighbor? And when you say your neighbor, it's not necessarily your neighbor next door. But I just feel like there's several lessons that we are all learning. So this is the page that we did in here. And again, I'll go in. So y'all, this is actually my personal journal right here. Of course, I'm not going to open to pages that you can read. I got this journal, Staples, and it's like velvet. And it's a dot grid. It's not white pages. It is. I can show y'all one day I did in here. It's like a tan, not even tan. It just ain't white pages. All right, so y'all, I'm from Georgia. Metro Atlanta, Lithonia, Decatur area. If you really from here and you know it's not Atlanta, so I don't need Atlanta folks to call me out. But my godmama live in Atlanta, and I was always over there, so I'm from Atlanta too. And when I first moved here, I moved to Atlanta first. So that's that. Okay, so anyway, y'all, on April 4th, it was 404 day. That is a big old day here. I know 504 day is coming up next. I'm going to be partying with y'all online. But so 404 day is like this big thing. Matter of fact, y'all, like T-Pain's, and T-Pain's is not from here. He's from Florida. But Lil Jon did like this battle. And I just felt like I was back in the day. And then Jermaine Dupri did like a whole little session. Y'all, I have literally lost 5 pounds since we've been doing this whole quarantine thing. And most of because I've been at virtual clubs. Sure have. Losing my mind. So I did a page. So again, sometimes my journal pages are not like Dear Diary. It's literally, I was listening to the live dancing, hopping, and I was like, oh, let me do this in my journal. So yeah, y'all. So just so you know, your journal can be lit. It don't have to be woe me all the time, okay? Your pages get tired of you open talking about woe me. You be like, dang, girl, you can't write nothing else. I mean, did you have a good meal? Anything. So this was my little happy page. Tammy, how did you, girl? Tammy, it was so fun. Like, it was the old Atlanta breed. Like, first of all, now I love Lil Jon. Don't get me wrong, because he's home team. However, I am a T-Pain fanatic. Like, I was so hyped. And then he played some new songs. I was like, what? Wait, it's online, y'all. There is a page on YouTube. Let me see if I can see it. I don't know. There's a page on YouTube. So there's a lot of stars that are 1996 Atlanta. I was younger, but my sister was older. Freaknik Atlanta. Yeah, they went back to all of that. It is a page on YouTube, and they're doing all the battles, right? So they did T-Pain's and Lil Jon. Before that, yeah, who were the other ones? I can't think of everybody right now. But man, all I'm saying is your girl was sweating. I was sweating like I was in a club. And so a lot of the songs they played took me back to college. So I went to college in South Carolina. So when anything that was like Georgia related would come on, I would literally run on the floor and be on the floor by myself in the middle of the dance floor dancing, and they looking like, what is that? And then about a month later, they would be hip because it would start coming on the radio there. Those were the days. Y'all see how hype I'm getting over there? And I know coming out way stronger just because I started talking about that. You said Manny and Sky. Who was the other one, y'all? Oh, man. It was several of them. Anyway, they have all of them on, they're all on YouTube. And so who was supposed to go yesterday? Babyface and, was it Babyface yesterday? Somebody was supposed to go yesterday and they didn't go. On yesterday. That does not look like no music note. I just jacked that up. Oops. Okay, so you're gonna make peach cobbler. That sounds good. I only like the crust and the juice from peach cobbler though. I don't like cooked fruit. But I like the flavor from it. So yeah, this was my page, y'all. And I actually, yeah, Babyface and Teddy Riley, and something happened. I'm like, y'all, how y'all? That was gonna be a good one too. My best friend was like, it should be Luke and somebody. Who did she say Luke should pair up with? Oh, Luke and Trick Daddy. Now that one would be a good one too. All right, so I'm gonna call this the reset. Remember we talked earlier. We got 10 more minutes, y'all. And I don't even know how much battery time we got. Well, I'm talking about we got. Yep, it should give us about 10 more minutes. Yeah, but Trick Daddy and Luke, I would lose them other 10 pounds. But earlier we were talking about how I feel like this right here is like a reset. I feel like the earth is healing itself. And for me, I've been able to just see some things that I can personally work on within self, within work. One of y'all told me to stamp, so let's stamp something. Y'all know I'm always here for a good little flower. Yeah, Swiss Beat and Timberland. That was another one. Oh, y'all remember that time I told y'all about the watercolors? And I wanted to do that one day. We're not doing it today, but I did find them as I'm starting to straighten out things. This is the watercolors. It looks like a, it literally looks like a coloring pencil, and then you activate. I did. You took it back to the pause journal prompts. I sure did. That would actually be a good one to re-release. I would need to restructure it just a little bit. But yeah, remember, find your peace, unplug and relax. And then pause on purpose was the journal prompts. Y'all, she's an OG with the journal prompts. Oh, speaking of journal prompts, you haven't already. I did release the journal prompt, so you want to be self-employed, okay? So that's for people that are looking into being self-employed. Maybe you just started out, so it's some prompting questions for that. That's on, I'll just put. Okay, you can go here and it'll take you to all the journal prompts. And you can select the ones you want. But yeah, you took it back. You an original from the start. All right, so reset. I sure have. I've been telling y'all to pause since, what was that, 19, not 19. I've been on pause, telling myself to pause, slow down somewhere. But 2000, that may have been 2018. I think that was 2018. If not, the beginning of 2019. Are you still got some of the purse stickers, Tammy? So if you're trying to remember what I said per was, it's find your peace, unplug, and relax. All right, y'all. So we got 4 minutes left. So if you need to go ahead and grab what that means, peace, unplug, relax. This was not supposed to be there, but since I messed up, I rolled with it. So that does not mean anything in particular with those little dots, okay? So don't be coming back like, Adrian, what does peace, or hey Renee, what does peace stand for? So y'all know the drill. When we talk about words, look up the word, reset first. And then you can apply it. Where do you need to reset in your life? What are some resets? Where are you going to push the reset button and go from there? All right, y'all. So we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you've been on here for 57 minutes with me and you haven't hit the like button yet, go ahead and hit that like button. It costs you nothing but a movement of your finger. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, so every time I go live, oh, we can't leave until I stamp. Every time I go live, you'll be in the know. Let's do this little stamp real quick. This whole flower is about to be green. And if y'all have noticed, I don't like to tell y'all what day I'm going live or when I'm coming on here, because guess what? I don't have it all together in life right now. And so I don't want to make any promises. So I'm not. But we will. We'll go back live. I just don't know when. All right, so y'all make sure you stay hydrated. If you need to reach out to a counselor, reach out to a counselor. If, again, you got it in you to keep going, you keep going. If you don't have it to keep going and you need to sit down and pause for a second, pause. But remember, the way you handle things is not going to be the way the next person handles the thing, and that is okay. If your family and friends are doing too much for you, you have a mute button, okay? No, Tammy, you know, there's nothing but the entrepreneurship right now. Once I release anything new, you know, I'll keep y'all updated in the group. Well, pretty much every platform. So when I release some additional ones, y'all will be the first to know. And so if you're doing this reset one last time, just remember to define the word first. It does not mean that you're not smart if you have to redefine something, y'all. A lot of times when you refresh your memory on what something means, your journal entry will be that more better. That is so country. Your journal entry will be better. And you'll know which direction to go with your writing. All right, y'all. So I am out of here. Y'all take care of yourselves, your family, your mental, your overall. And I will catch y'all on the next one.